All right, this video is from an assignment that we did on October 17th. It is in the grade book, and it is titled Multiply Decimals and Add the Decimal Point. If you didn't like your grade on it, you can redo it. I'm going to go over, so you should at least get these 7 problems correct if you redo it. Now, this assignment requires very little multiplying, because really all we have to do is estimate. And once we estimate, it tells us where to put the decimal point. And when I'm estimating, I'm just multiplying the whole numbers. And remember, the whole numbers are anything in front of the decimal point. So I have 8 times 2 for this number, and my estimate is going to be 16. Now I could make this 8 times 3, because 2 89/100 is closer to 3, but I mean, let's just make this easy on ourselves. Now we go through, we want to figure out where the decimal point. If I put it here, my whole number is nothing. 0. Zilch, nada. If I put it there, my whole number is 2. Yep, we're not close to 16 yet, or as close as we can get anyway. If I put it here, my whole number is 23. That seems pretty reasonable, but let's check the other options. If I put it here, my whole number is 321. Nah, that's too big. And if I keep going, it's just going to get a bigger number. So obviously my decimal point goes there, and my answer is 23 12/100. I'm doing simple multiplication. Whole number here is 5 and 1, so my estimate should be somewhere near 5. Now obviously this is closer to 6, but this just need a very general estimate. If I put it here, my whole number is 0. If I put it here, my whole number is 6. Well, there we go. A whole number of 6. So it's 6 and 8,672 10,000ths. All right, easy. Come on now. 8 times 3 is 27. Here, my whole number would be 0. Here, my whole number would be 2. Here, my whole number is 26. Okay. 5 times 4 is 20. My whole number needs to be near 20. If I put it here, my whole number is 0. Here, my whole number is 2. Here, my whole number is 21. That's pretty close to 20. I have 8 79/100 times 6. 8 times 6 is 48. My whole number needs to be near 48. The only way I can do it is 52. I have 5 times 9 is 45. If I want to make my whole number near 45, I've got to make this 52. 6 times 5 is 30. If I want to make my whole number close to 30, it has to go here. Now, another way to look at it. Now, estimation is very, very, very important. Another way to look at it is if I go to my problem and I find out how many numbers are behind the decimal point in my problem. So if I look here, there are 2 numbers behind the decimal point. There are none there. So my answer has to have 2 numbers behind the decimal point. Here, there's 1 number, and then there's 3 numbers. So 1 plus 3 is 4. There has to be 4 numbers behind the decimal point in my answer. Here, we only have 1 number behind the decimal point, so there has to be 1 number behind the decimal point. Here, we have 3 numbers behind the decimal point, so there has to be 3 numbers behind the decimal point in my product. Here, we have 2 numbers behind the decimal point, and I must have written that wrong. So we have to have that many behind the decimal point in my answer. Here, we have 2 numbers, or 3 numbers behind the decimal point in my factors, 3 behind it in my answer. 4 behind the decimal point here, 4 behind it in my answer. You should always check your work, so actually doing it with multiplication and then also, or doing it by estimation and doing it by counting the decimal points and the factors should make your life much, much easier. Thank you for playing.